Hello traders, Kelly254 here, and today I'm going to show you how to create this bot whereby it's an rise and fall bot, whereby can you please create an auto switch bot which purchases only when the rise or fall is above 80%, and after the first purchase the bot continues to trade continuously after a single, and after a single loss it auto switches to from fall to rise, or maybe rise to fall market, and vice versa until manually stopped. So let's get started. First thing first, if you like any of my bots that I've ever created and you did not manage to create the bot, you can always get the bot via the link on the comment section and or the link on the description box. So let's get started. First thing is to reset this bot, and for rise and fall, you cannot do it as you always do percentage calculation on the digits. These are up and down. You cannot do as you always do on digits, because for digits now it's the specific digit that is being used, is that digit that is being used. But for rise and fall is the tick differences. Like if it's rise, it means that the recent tick is higher than the previous tick. For this instance, you must set or calculate the differences manually. Like we will use a defined number of ticks that the bot will be using to calculate the percentages. It's not like the digits whereby you can set the bot to calculate 500, 1000. For this case, there's no a direct block that will give you the differences of the ticks for a certain number of digits, or the digit that you will specify. There's nothing like that on these Deriv bot blocks. So let me show you how you can create such kind of a bot. I'll create for the last, to calculate the percentages for the last 20 ticks. So the first thing is to do the variable for starting from the first tick all the way to the 20th, the 21st tick, or the 20th tick. We'll do for the 20th tick for 20 ticks. That is tick 1, like that, and then repeat until the 20th tick is the variable. Let me just redo it again. Tick 1, then create, then over to tick 2, like that. Like that. After finishing the 20 ticks, you need to calculate differences for the ticks. That is, the difference will be calculated assuming now you are using the list. You are picking an item from the list, that is the tick list. Then you pick the 20th item, and then the 19th item. You need to pick the 19th subtracted from the 20th tick. So the difference that you will get is now the one that will determine is was that move a rise or a fall. If it was a rise, the difference will be a positive difference. If it was a fall, now the difference should be a negative difference. So you have to create the references for all those ticks. So I'll start with diff1. I'll use just diff1, like that. We'll be calculating the difference between the tick 1 and tick 2, like that. So head over to, you should create up to the 19th difference. Like that, and then you need to create a difference list, like that. Then you need to create rise count. You need to create fall count. We need to create rise percentage. We also need to create fall percentage. We need to create let me just start with this one, and then we'll create any other variable that we will need as we continue. So the first thing is to set tick 1 to head over to in list, pick list, then scroll up, pick this block, head over to this one, and then pick tick list. Remember, we are dealing with ticks. Then from the end, we need the first one, meaning that we are picking the last digit of the market that has just appeared, like that, and then duplicate this one, repeat for tick 2, tick 3, tick 4, all the way to the 20th tick, this one, and then change this one to tick 2, tick 3, then change this one also, like that to the 20th tick. Now, after finishing doing these, you need now to create, you need now to calculate the differences. That is, for instance, we can start with this one, diff1. Then we'll calculate this diff1 by, that is tick 1 subtracted to tick 2. That is tick 1 minus tick 2. So you head over to maths, then pick this one, then go to variables, then pick tick 1, supposed to be tick 2 minus tick 1, not tick 1 minus tick 2, rather tick 2 minus tick 1, because tick 1 is the most recent one. Like that, and then repeat for diff2, that is the second difference. Then change this one to 3, tick 3 minus tick 2, all the way to the 20th tick. Like that. Now you are calculating the differences that were there for the ticks. That is the previous tick minus the recent tick. That is, if it's 20th tick is 20th tick minus 19th tick, 19th tick minus 18th tick, 18th tick minus 17th tick, all the way to the first tick. Now we have started from the first tick going downwards to the 20th tick, as we did right over here. This one will pick the 20th tick. After doing that, now you can include a text right over here if you want to see how the ticks follow each other, but due to how the bot will be running, you can never even calculate the differences for these ticks manually. Rather, just believe what the bot is doing, because the numbers are very huge. 20 ticks to be displayed on the journal part can be quite long, as a very long string of data right over here. So I choose to ignore it. So I go forth to creating a list. The diff list comes in here, this one. Now I'll have to attach all these values, all these variables, that is diff1 to this list right over here. So you head over to variables, then pick diff1, diff2, all the way to 19th difference. Remember, diff is just the difference. Like that, all the way to the 19th difference. Like that, then we collapse our list, then go to for loop, go to loops, then pick this one, then attach it right over there, then go to diff list, pick the diff list right over here. That is the difference list, which is this one. For each item in the difference list, if, then go to logic, then pick this block, attach it right over there, then pick logic again, this block. If not the difference, if I go to this block variable, then pick this one, is greater than 0 for the rise, then change, we need maths, this one we need maths, then change rise count, this one right over here by 1, then duplicate this one and then repeat. Remember there's some instances whereby there is no, the price did not go up or down from the previous tick, rather it went just on the same level. Like the difference there is 0 because the price did not either go up or go down. So the total percentage rate over here should not, in some cases will not be totally into 100% after the calculation. You'll just see it because you can see if I is greater than 0 and I is less than 0, meaning that we did not account for where the difference is 0. So we go to fall count, this one, change it by 1 like that. Then you go to setting the percentages. How to calculate the percentages is just the normal way that one calculates the percentages for digits. So fall percentage is equals to, go to mathematics, then pick this one, go to fall count variables, then pick the fall count, this one, fall count, then you need to divide it by the length of, need length of our diff list. Is the diff list, this one, then multiplied by 100%. Then do the same for the rise percentage, rise count, like that. Now here I can add a text to see the percentages. Rise is equals to, then attach the rise percentage right at that point. Then do the same for fall. Like that, and then go to notifications, then pick this block, then go to variables, then pick this, then attach it right over there. Now we need to see the logic. The logic was whereby if rise or fall is above 80% after the first purchase, the bot continues to trade continuously, and after a single loss, meaning that if rise exceeds 80%, then the bot should start to purchase rise continuously until a point where it hits a loss. So we go to variables, we need to add another variable right over here. We'll call it logic. Then after doing that, we need to go to logic, then pick this block, then logic again, then pick this one. You need to add another variable. I'll call it trade percentage, like that. So if rise is greater than the trade percentage, this one, we need also to set another variable. We'll call it trade type or trade direction. Like that, set trade direction to trade direction. You can choose to assign a text right over here, or even just use numbers. Let me just use numbers, rise, but be aware of the caps. If you use caps right over here, make sure whenever you're referring to, maybe you want to refer to this value that you assigned right over here, you assign the same way you wrote it. If it's rise, use rise. If it's small letters, use small letters. If it's capital letters, use capital letters. Then if fall percentage is greater than trade percentage, set trade direction to fall, like that. And then we need to break out of this loop. Go to loops, then pick this one, then duplicate this one, attach it right over there, We need to reset our counts to 0. Then so go to variables, then pick this block, then can just use this one, set rise count to 0 and also fall count to 0. This one, and then we can attach them right at this point. After doing that, we need now to have a loop, then go to time, then pick the one that has ticks, this one, then go to maths, then pick number, use one tick, then we need maths, this block, then this, then we need to attach the whole block inside this loop. Like that. After doing that, now this block is set. We need now to go to this side whereby we have the purchase condition. So pick logic, pick this block, then logic again, this one, then go to variables, then pick trade direction, this one, trade direction. If trade direction is equals to, go to text. This is where I was saying, if you assigned a fall, make sure that at this point you use the correct fall that you wrote on the other side. So if the trade direction is a rise, then purchase rise. Then if trade direction is a fall, then purchase fall, like that. And then we reattach this block right at that point. The other thing that we need now, if we need another logic, let me just duplicate this one, then delete this one, and let me just undo. I change these variables right over here. So if logic, I need logic. If logic is equals to, go to logic, this one, then pick true or false, this one. If logic is equals to true, then is the time that this whole block will be executed. If logic is equals to any other thing apart from true, then the bot will not execute this block. So at this point you also need another logic. Then um we need contract. If result is a win, else need to attach this block right over here. I need another logic, this block, then logic again. We need this block. Then we need variable, then we pick trade direction. If trade direction is not equals to rise, is the variable. We need a text right over here. Then we set it to rise. You can choose to pick this one that you used right over here, but it will be quite work because you have to scroll, quite a lot of work because you have to scroll all down in this block. If trade direction is not equal to rise, set trade direction to rise, else set trade direction to fall. Then attach this one right over here. That means that once you lose, then it will automatically change the trade direction. If it was trading on a rise, it will start trading on a fall. And on the other end, we need to set some view variables at the run once at start. So head over here, then pick this one, then change it over to logic. First we need logic, then head over to logic, pick true. We need to set logic to true so that it executes this block. And then we need also to set logic to false, meaning that now after the first run the bot does not come here again. We also need the other block that we need for this one. Let me see if there's any other block. Yeah, let's test the bot and see if we have been able to achieve the logic that was requested. So first thing is to reset this one and then run this bot and see what it prints on the journal part. There's something that we have not set, that is, you need to duplicate this one and then change this one to trade percentage. Trade percentage was 80 as requested by the one who wrote the comment. 80 like that. And then since we are using ticks for the run once at start for this loop, then we need to rerun it again. Then just click run like that, and then it will start rerunning again. So once either rise or fall is above 80, you can see you have the percentages right over here. At some point they may not be equal to 100% because of the reason that I explained earlier. So there is the percentages for the rise and fall. Let's wait and see if we will be able to experience one entry point. Remember, if you want more than 20 ticks, then you have to create all these blocks for more than 20 ticks. Like I created, you see, I used 20. So if you want to create for more than 20 ticks, now you have to create all those variables for all the digits that you want, which can be quite a lot of work. If you want for lesser digits, then automatically you have to reduce these blocks to the number of digits that you want. Let's give it some time and see if we'll be able to get an entry point, or else we adjust this trade percentage to the number of digits that are a less percentage. That is something like 60 right over there. You can see the percentage is going all the way up to 78 but not reaching 80. We can adjust this one to something like let me just use 70. So once the percentage will be greater than 70, then automatically the bot should start executing trades. I rerun again. You can see the percentage exceeded, the fall percentage was greater than 70, and then you can see is lower than the entry point, meaning that it is now purchasing fall trades. You can see after the first loss it switched to rise immediately, and then continuously does rise until you stop. The second time you are eating a loss is supposed to change. Let me just stop it so that we can clearly see the trades. You can see the first trade was a fall like that, then it lost the trade. Then the next trade was a rise trade, which that is meaning that it changed from a fall to a rise trade. Then it went again to get another entry for the rise trade. You can clearly confirm from this point. Let me just scroll to where it got the entry, point. You can see it got the entry point right over here, which was a fall entry point, and it lost that trade. Then it switched to a higher trade, then it won. Then remember it is now supposed to go to continuous trades for the rise trade, because it is now supposed to go to continuous trades for rise until the bot is stopped, according to the one who wrote the logic. So as you can see, it started changing from up and down, up and down, up and down. This is because of this block right over here. This block is causing the bot to change the trades from up and down, up and down, up and down. So let me reset it and add another variable. We'll call it loss count, like that. Then set, you're supposed to set, let me just use these blocks, set loss count to 0, and then this one supposed to set loss count to 1. Then if loss count is equals, I supposed to change. Let me just add a maths, then change loss count by 1. Then if we need logic, then head over to variables, then pick loss count. So if loss count is equals to pick maths, if loss count is equals to 1, then now we need it to execute this block. Else if it will use the set trade type, that is trade direction, then we rerun it again and see what will occur. Let's wait until it breaks. You can see it was supposed to purchase higher, then we lost, supposed to switch to lower trade. You can see now it's supposed to continuously be on lower trades, continuously back to back until the moment the one who is using the bot will stop it from trading. You can see now it is continuously trading on fall. After the first contract was a loss and then it switched to fall, is now supposed to continuously go to a fall, continuously trade fall until the bot is stopped manually, and you can see it is continuously running on fall. And that's it. I'll upload this bot on this store. You can always access it. If you did not manage to create this bot, you can add martingale to this one to prevent these cases, such as whereby you are going maybe 3 consecutive losses. Yeah, that's it. Let's meet on the next video.